Fighters ready. Go.
Before we get started, if you enjoyed this stream, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know next time I drop. As well as, if you would like to help grow this page monetarily, you can donate to the Cash App and PayPal. It'd be much appreciated. Also, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Excess Blast Drink, 14 different flavors, no sugar, low carbs. Now, did I say like, share, subscribe? Well, I mean, you can subscribe or whatever, but yeah, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Excess Blast Drink, 14 different flavors, no sugar, low carbs. Links in the description below. Make sure you get yourself a case and help grow this page. I definitely need your income. I definitely need your money. I definitely need your money because I need to eat out here. But all right, cool. We're gonna get started. We're gonna just go straight into the reviews. We're going straight into the reviews. We're gonna start with Elvis. So obviously, if you guys are a fan of music, you guys know Elvis. I'm going to read the synopsis for Elvis. Now, I'll give you my thoughts after we watch the trailer, and I'll show you why it might be different. Me personally, I was never, and I want to say I was not necessarily a fan of Elvis. I do know about his history with black music and how he literally stole it and used it on his own. But I'm going to put that biasness to the side. I put that biasness to the side to actually watch this film. Let's read the synopsis real quick. From his childhood in Tulupo, Mississippi, to his rise to stardom, starting in Memphis, Tennessee, and his conquering of Las Vegas, Nevada, Elvis Presley becomes the first rock and roll star and changes the world with his music. All right. It is directed by Baz Luhrmann, and it's starring the main roles that we got to worry about is Tom Hanks, who is Colonel Tom Parker, and Austin Butler, who is Elvis. So let's watch the trailer. We're gonna watch the trailer, and then we'll get back to you after this.
From Baz Luhrmann, the director who reimagined Shakespeare, reinvented the musical, and redefined the classic, comes a bold new vision of an American icon.
But this ain't no nostalgia show. We're gonna do something different.
Comic book heroes all find their superpowers. Elvis found music.
Bring that bass up, Jerry.
I wish to promote you, Mr. Presley.
I believe I can be great.
Colonel, you put an end to your boy's animal behavior, or we will.
A lot of people saying a lot of things. But in the end, you gotta listen to yourself. You wet me dry, and you still want more.
I am a promoter. That is what I do.
Being sweet is God-given, so there can't be nothing wrong with it.
Are you ready to fly?
I'm ready to fly.
Elvis, rated PG-13, Friday.
All right. So that's the trailer for the Elvis movie by Baz Luhrmann. Now, first things first, before I really get started on it, while this is an Elvis biopic, it's an Elvis biopic told through the character, Tom Hanks's character, Colonel Tom Parker. So, while it does go through Elvis's life, the person who's narrating it is Tom Hanks's character, Colonel Tom Parker. So it might seem a little exaggerated, a little bit, some points here and there, or might seem like there's a little too much going on, some here and there. So there's that, and they mostly focus. Why they do focus, they do heavily do a lot of scenes with Elvis. It more focused on Colonel Tom Parker. I will say both of them have a lot of the same screen time because it goes to the back dealings. Because if you guys know about Colonel Tom Parker, I didn't know about this till I watched the movie and did some research. Apparently, he was swindling Elvis. Elvis wasn't. He was dumb. He was lying to Elvis, trying to keep him here, and you'll see in the movie, Elvis wanted to travel the world, and Tom Parker, he wasn't able to travel the world or whatnot, and he was just using Elvis to get money and pretty much all that stuff till Elvis died. Elvis died, and which is crazy that he did that. Um, so let's go to the performances. Let's go to the performances. First and foremost, Austin Butler, he does a fantastic job as Elvis. At first, when he first came on, it was funny. It was one scene when they first came on. There was one guy who was like, "Man, get this f boy off the off the stage," and I was like, "Yeah, man, get this guy off the stage, man. This guy, what I'm saying, this guy is not. This guy, he don't really look like Elvis. You know what I'm saying, like whatever." And then and then later on in the film, you start to really get into his character. He performed Elvis fantastic. He sounds like him. He dances like him. He actually really looks like him as well. And especially the older he becomes, he looks exactly like Elvis. And so Austin Butler, I heard that Tom Hanks got Austin Butler because he said he was a really great job as Elvis, and I could see why Tom Hanks did that. I thought he did great. Like it really, really watching this movie, it was great because he really gets you into the role. Like I said before, when you first see me, you're like, I don't know. But then later on down the road, his acting chops just shows, and it just shows like, wow, he really, really gets you into the character and really, really makes you empathize with a lot of stuff that he goes through. Tom Hanks, Colonel Tom Parker, I thought he was okay. But I mean, it was kind of weird because it was sort of like it sort of seemed like a caricature of the guy. He sounds he sounds like an Eastern European. He sounds Eastern European. He got the prosthetic and makeup. It's so crazy that it's so crazy. Like you say, it's like a caricature. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a playing like a not necessarily playing a clown, but it's sort of like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of not necessarily takes you out the movie. Like I said, with Elvis, you get really with Austin Butler, you get really into it. Like you're really into the story. But when Tom Hanks, Tom Parker comes in, it reminds you. It kind of reminds you how ridiculous this movie can be sometimes. Because there's gonna be some of my negatives. Some of the music choices, while some of the music choices they had was great, they had some great scenes on there showing some of because we all know that Elvis stole some from black people. We all know that. We all know that. So they try to paint it like it was a homage, like he was an homage to them. Uh, Also with that as well, they definitely have some scenes where they show some black artists like BB King, singing. They show obviously some scenes with Elvis, Austin Butler singing, all that, which is all good scenes. But then it was some stuff that were out of place where they would just play random hip hop music. I'm looking like, and it wasn't even like it played well into the movie. It was just like some random stuff. Like whenever black people came on the scene, it was hip hop music. I'm looking like, bro, and it wasn't even like because look, when Colonel Tom Parker died, when they first showed in the beginning of the movie with his narration, it was like in 1997 before he goes all the way back to where Elvis was alive. But the hip hop they playing is something that came out this year. Like they're playing Doja Cat, and I'm looking like, what the hell is going on here? Like I'm confused. It's small, a few and far in between, but they do it a few times in the movie where it's like, what the fuck did this hip hop music got to do with Elvis? So I thought that was weird. I thought that was really weird. Um, Also another thing that really, for me, hurts the film is damn near 3 hours, man. God damn, boy. Like it's a good film. Like I said, you get enthralled into it, but you feel it. My goodness, you get like they really could have took out some of the. They really could have took out a lot of scenes and cut it down at least by maybe 20 minutes, make it 2 hours and 20 minutes, maybe. Um, get to the meat and potatoes of it. But man, oh man, bro, this movie is long. Like you will feel that. Like I felt that, and I was like, oh my gosh. And what sucks is I work at night, so the screening is usually at 7. I didn't leave there to about 9:30, and I gotta go to work at 11. I ain't like not 9:30, like 9:40, 9:45. I have to go to work at 11. I'm looking like, bro, I get no rest. So I wouldn't. So personally, I wouldn't suggest you going to the movie theater for this. I personally would say when it comes out on like DVD or when it comes out on streaming, you should definitely go watch it then. But I wouldn't suggest you go and watch it in the movie theater. That 3 hours, because that 3 hours just really kills it for me, honestly. Like everything else could kind of be looked over because the stellar performances, the story, you know what I'm saying, like the drama, a lot of that shit is good, but the really thing that really hurts it for me is the length, and they really could have cut it down. So I don't suggest because I could definitely see this again. Honestly, I could see this again, but at my house. At my house, I'm not going. I'm not going to no movie theater to see this again. Way too long. So with that being said, if I gave this a rating, I would give this movie like a 2.5 out of 5. Um, it's good. It's not the greatest. Maybe I think some people might not like it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it is grandiose, and it's not told by the story. It's told the narrator is told by the Colonel Tom Parker. So you got to hear that voice. You got to hear the voice like this. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't sound the greatest.